Okay, so hi. This is our hideout, or Trinity, whichever one you'd like to call me, although they're both pen names. Anyways, as per someone said, a few people have been asking, I'm going to make a tutorial for people who want to know how I make my book covers. The program that I use is Adobe Photoshop Elements 10. It was a lot cheaper than buying Photoshop regularly, and I don't exactly have that much money, so this one was perfect, ideal, and you can do everything the same that you can in Photoshop with just a little more effort. That said, why don't we get started? Okay, so first off, when you open up Photoshop, or whichever one you're using, you're going to go to File, New, Blank File, and the specific dimensions for a book cover on Wattpad is 256 for the width and 400 pixels for the height. I'm sorry, my cat is in the room and he's meowing obnoxiously. So what you're going to want to do now is go and find a picture, or whichever picture that you've already picked out, and you want to bring it into your document. From here, I already decided that I'm going to recreate Bubblegum Bitch for you. So I'm very simply going to go here. This is the exact image that I want to use for it. It's already placed in the dimensions because I've worked with it multiple times, so sorry if it's not exactly what you were expecting, but I flipped the image because I like this side way more. That's pretty much how I did this in the first place. I don't want to use this one specifically because I have it all down here. So I'm just going to pop that in there. Next, I know that some people prefer to put their font down before they use textures, but I would rather use the textures first, so when I go in to place the font, it's not, I don't have to toy with the textures. I'll rather toy with the font and make it bigger, smaller, rather than having to go willy-nilly with all the textures. Now, the big texture that I used here was this one. It's a paint. I found it on a website that I'll get to later. It's pink. It obviously works with the theming that I have going on for this book itself. What I decided to do is, well, what you have to do when you're using textures like this, there are two ways to do things. For starters, you can use multiply. Now, multiply brings the darker of the image of the texture itself out and gets rid of the white. So this is what it would look like if I used multiply. Obviously, I didn't. I opted for using screen, and screen pulls the white from the picture itself. So it looks way better. It makes her stand out more, and it obviously works a lot better with this theme as well because it gives everything a pink tint that's around her. So I really like that, and yeah. That was actually the only texture that I used for this because I loved it that much. From here, I actually went in and I decided to start toying with my text. This is by far, one of my favorite texts. It's called Capture It. It's probably on my top 3, but I don't use it all the time because not many stories can have this kind of battered kind of feel to it, distorted, destroyed, whichever you'd like to call it. To get to this point, I put a stroke around it because without the stroke, it'd be all white. You wouldn't be able to see the text, and so that obviously makes it a lot easier. And this way, I don't have to get rid of the white. And I really like the white because it stands out more and it fits more. If I made the text black, it would look awkward, so I settled for doing this. The next piece of text that I put in was a quick white overlay. Now, you can't really see this that well because it's white as well as just the same as the word bitch. I put a stroke on this as well so it would stand out because, again, if I didn't have the stroke, you wouldn't be able to see it at all. Now let's see. This is where the real fun comes in. This is where I added in the pink of the bubblegum. I settled on changing the opacity to 75%. That way it wasn't so bold and sticking out as much. See, it would look like this before. I don't really like using bold that much, so I decided to go for a lighter tone. A lot of my story book covers, you'll find that they have the opacities changed here and there. So the white kind of accents it. Without the white, it blends in way more with the background, and the white makes it stand out more and actually look a little like blown up bubblegum. So again, it ties in with the story itself. Now for my name, it was relatively easy and simple. I used the text Bebas Nu, which is another one of my top 3 texts. It's a simple kind of all caps locked thing that you can use. I love it. You'll probably see it a lot in other stories as well. I used it way more than I should, and that's kind of sad, but that's how I did it. Because for this one, I'd never ever like to make the author name stand out more than the title itself. It draws it away, and the first thing that you do, well, what I do at least, when I look at a cover is the first thing I look at is the text. The text pulls me in first. Whatever the title's name is, that's what draws me in first. Afterwards, I take a glance at the picture because the picture will usually be an indication of how the story will play out. So when you look at this picture itself, you kind of see a girl. She's got dark eyebrows. She's kind of looking at you through her eyelashes. She's blowing bubble gum. And the word bitch is in the title, so you can clearly see that she's got some sort of bitch thing going on with her. I'm sorry if my mic got really bad. I've been having issues with it. Sorry. Moving back onto this, I set the title, my author name, into a overlay and duplicated it because it wasn't standing out as much. That's what it would look like before, and this is what it looks like now. You can see it, but not to the point where it's boom, right in your face. So that's how I did this. Now, you might be wondering where I get these certain pictures from, how I learned all this, my text, how I got it all. It's very easy. 3 separate sites. Sometimes my pictures take a little more depth to look for, but I've already set aside the websites that I use over here. This is Pinterest. You should know about it. If you haven't, well, I don't know where you've been. Pinterest is my absolute favorite place to go and find professional looking pictures. It doesn't matter what you're looking for, it's there. I also find it very easy to post my own covers on here because then it keeps it plays the thing and finding another Liam story. I type in Liam Payne, and like, but look, I mean, this picture isn't bad at all. It's him playing double, and look at the graphics. You can see a dumb table tennis. Who knows? I probably won't, so don't get your hopes up. Now, the second place is its photos through Alexandra Joy through her tutorials. Probably one of my favorite websites now as well. I find my textures here. I learn how to do a whole bunch of different font, text things. You can find everything in these 6 little tabs here. Everything that you need, everything that you want to know, it's right here. How to do GIFs, tutorials, textures, how to make your text do different things. It's all really, really cool. Now, this is something different, so that's when I go over here. This is one of the biggest text sites you'll probably ever find. For example, it's so easy to download as well. This one right here, Bug Eater, this is really gross, but we'll download this because I kind of like the texture of that. once it downloads, it goes into over here. You simply click it open. You click on the text itself, and a pop-up will come, and all you've got to do is hit the install button, and it should go straight to everything. Your Notepad, Photoshop, Word, it'll all be there. I'm not actually going to download this, but it'll all end up popping up on anything that you use. So that's everything that I do to go through the steps of making my book covers. I hope it was helpful in some way. I hope you learned something great from it. And if you have any more questions, PM me on Wattpad or leave a message on my board. Whatever you'd like to do. Alright. Thanks. Bye.